What's up, gang? How you guys doing? It is Lieutenant Sal Blue, 28-year law enforcement veteran and the author of the top 25 mistakes en route to the good life, coming at you guys with my daily podcast. Now, it is almost 11 o'clock at night, and I am just getting out of the pharmacy on my evening med run. You guys know that I have my evening hustle going on, even though I am going to be in transition to a new career, right? You know, so I'm in school for cybersecurity and everything else. And, you know, life is all about adapting and changing and overcoming obstacles, so on and so forth. You know, I always talk about that, but the point is I always make mistakes along the way, right? And so what I try to do is I try to just put the mistakes out there, things that I'm doing wrong, things that I messed up, things that if I would have known then what I know now, I would have done different. So I kind of go through the gambit, man, you know? And hopefully most of the things that we talk about, I talk to you guys about, you'll go, man, I'll make sure I never make that mistake. That mistake seemed like it was really costly or took a lot of time from your life, you know, and that's how we're going to work this out. But this is season 3, guys. This is season 3, and season 3 is going to be video, right? You know, I'll be doing my Spotify podcast still, but I am blasting my video on YouTube once again. You know, I had such good reviews on YouTube, running my followers up to the thousands, you know, soared my book reviews, and got my book out there, launched Top 25 Mistakes en Route to the Good Life. So I want to get back to video. You know, I thought that it would be very difficult to do it because it took a lot of editing on my part doing my videos, and it took a lot of time and effort to do my videos. But the truth is, I am just now driving, talking to you guys from my phone. You know, I originally had my iPad set up, but it kept having some issues with that. Now, so it's only January 2nd, and we're already. This is actually episode number 3 of my daily podcast. But in 2024, my podcast is basically going to be a Monday through Friday thing, you know, and I am going to be preserving the weekends for family. So when I say daily podcast, I mean daily weekday podcast. So anyway, I'm out here today and I'm on my evening med run, and a lot of people, med run's supposed to have come out at 8 p.m., you know, or earlier, or in the 8 o'clock realm, and it didn't come out at that time. And you know, the drivers that are there at the pharmacy are all upset, and they're doing what they always do, complain, right? They complain about something that they have no control over. And so kind of that's what I want to talk about today, right? You know, a lot of people spend a lot of time complaining about things that they have no control over. And those things take a lot of time and energy, and they kind of stop you from finding solutions. You know, I would fall into that crowd many times, the crowd of complainers, the crowd of people who would rather talk about things that are being done to them and things that are happening than get out there and do things. I was part of that crowd, and you know, it just drove me insane. Literally drove me insane, because I could not figure out why I wasn't living the life that I want, right? You know, and by the way, guys, I just want you to know that living the life that you want is not a moment in time. It's not a moment in time. It is a journey, a fully complete, evolving journey. That is what you do when you are living the life of your dreams, the life that you want to live. That means you're always working toward what you want out of life. Sometimes you reach certain goals quickly, which probably means that those goals were far too small. Then other times it takes you years, even decades, to reach a specific goal. But as long as you stay consistent and you start tapping into the right people and the right sources, you can make just about anything happen that you want, man. And so that is what I'm here to talk to you guys about. Stop wasting time on things that you have no control over. Stop having conversations about things that you have no control over. Because conversations become habits. And habits become who you are. We become our habits. Things that we do each and every day. Things that we do each and every day cause our lives to turn out the way it is right now. My life is the way it is right now because of my habits. I'm a hard worker. I am a consistently hard worker, right? And so I don't have a problem doing one job, two jobs, three jobs. I've done 3 jobs at one time, all to live a certain standard of living for my life, right? And me, I do it for myself, but I mostly do it for my family, right? Wanting to continually provide and give for my family. And I'm sure a lot of you guys and girls out there are doing the same thing, working your ass off to provide for your family. Here's the problem. Hard work alone will not get you the life that you want. It just won't. It won't. What it does is it buries you. It buries you in time-wasting moments. Time-wasting moments. Now, even though I am currently buried in time-wasting moments, I have cut back dramatically on the amount of time that I'm working, and I am not spending all the time in the world with my family, but the time that I spend with my family, I try to make them quality moments, right? So if you are stuck where you are right now and you're working your butt off, right, you have to make sure, and it can't be too far spaced apart, that the time you spend with your family is some quality moments. The time you spend with your wife is quality moment. The time with your children, etc., etc., And I think that is key to being on your way to living your best life possible, right? What is a best life possible if you can't live it with the people that you love, the people that you care for, right? The people that you want to be around the most, the people that make you the happiest, right? And not because they agree with you, but just because you love them. Because, the last thing that any of my family does is agree with me on a regular basis. But when we're out on the town having a good night dinner, when we're vacationing, when we're laying up on the beach, or we're at a nice venue seeing a show, we all look around at each other and we just say, hey, I love you guys. I love you guys, and I'm glad that we're spending this time together, Even small things, This weekend we sat back and we watched an old movie, So you got to make sure that even when you're working for your family, that you make sure that you spend time with your family. Because all the money in the world is not going to bring back the moments that you lose by not being with the ones you love. So this is key. This is a key takeaway when I talk about living your best life possible. So, what's some things you can't change? Because a lot of people think that they can change just about anything. And I don't know. I have a small belief in that, because I believe that we create our own lives through manifestation and everything. That is my firm belief on life. Like, we manifest whatever life we want. That's what we do. But one of the things that I truly am an advocate for is not wasting time. Right? You may be able to change anything you want in life, but is it worth your time? Right? Is it worth spending all your time and effort to put toward this when possibly you could be doing something else to move you forward? Just think about that, right? Think about that for a minute and let it sit. Right? You can change just about anything in life, but it is the time that you waste in changing it that takes away the amount of time that you have to enjoy your life. And so now, as I'm older and wiser and my time is even less limited than it used to be, I try to make it a point of not wasting my most precious asset, most precious thing I can't get back. And so, hey, I'll take a little more time to make my millions. I will take a little more time to be debt-free. I'll take a little more time, to get that six-pack that I'm looking for. Because I won't take away time being with the people who mean the most to me. The people I love, the people I care for, right? So it's a healthy balance, and when I say healthy balance, I mean that because people always say you gotta have a balanced life, but I believe that life moves in extremes. At least I know I move in extremes. I really go after something, push, and at a certain point in time in my life, a lot of other things are getting neglected, but I'm perfecting a certain craft, right? Or I'm perfecting my body, or I'm increasing my income. But the problem is you have to have sort of like a fail-safe, something that tells you to stop, so that you don't continually do this, so you can get back to your balance of your family or whatever else you've left alone. It's the nuances of life that allow you to have the best life possible. To make extreme amounts of money, right, you probably have to put in all of the right work, okay, and truly be focused and take a lot of time away from other things in your life, right? And then when you're at that level, or when you're working toward that level, at times you may have to back off and spend some time with family. You may have to back off and work on your health. You may have to back off and work on your spirituality, your mindset, so on and so forth. So, it's always about getting back to, your balance. So you can go off on tangents, but always make your way back to your balance. I just think that is key, and that's important to having like a really, really good life, a really happy life. You know, I spend most of my day happy. You know, most of my day happy. 90% of my days are I'm happy all day. Right? And it's just because that's my baseline, right? My baseline is I am just grateful and overjoyed. So I guess when you're kind of grateful and overjoyed for what you currently have, and you have a plan for working and doing more with your life, then guess what? You're always going to be happy because you're always working towards something. So if you're always working towards something, then hey, you know that your life is eventually going to be moving in the direction that you want it to be moving toward. And that's key, that's important. You always want your life to be moving in a positive direction. And I don't care how negative you are or how much you don't believe in yourself, you always got to be moving forward in a positive direction. You know, even if you're falling forward towards success, always be moving forward. You know, and that's what I do. That is my key. That is how I always make sure that I always end up on a positive side of life. You know, today I got news that one of my associates, people that I worked with from time to time, really great guy, Will Spencer, passed away today. He was unresponsive last night, and they found him unresponsive last night, and he had no brain activity, so they had to pull a plug on him today. And he was around my age, maybe older, maybe 60, 62, somewhere around there, but the fact of the matter is he was still around my age, and don't know the details behind it, and don't want to mention anything about that in this podcast. But the fact of the matter is that the man lived his life with a smile. He lived his life with a smile, and every time he's around me, he was very happy and very joyous. And I think that is why we hit it off so well, because of the type of person he was. He wasn't a negative person, and he just had good spirit about him. So I think about that, and then I think about myself, and not that I'm anywhere in the category of health where he's at or whatever, but I think about myself, and I think, hey, listen, no one knows when their number's going to be punched, right? And when you're leaving, when you're ending this current journey and going on to your next journey, wherever it is, whether it's in heaven, whether it's a dirt nap, whether it's in reincarnated, whatever it is, whatever people want to believe is probably what's going to happen for them. But one of the most important things is how you lived your life. Whether you lived it miserably every day, or whether you lived it in gratitude and happiness. I think that's all part of the journey, man. To put together a well-crafted life, some hard work, some obstacles, some goals reached, family around you, that is my thing. And my daughters laugh and joke at me because I'm always saying family. It is all about family, and family is more than just your blood relatives. It can be your closest of friends. Closest friends become family, and you tend to take care of each other and take each other in throughout this journey. And so to live a good journey with family is a journey worth living. That's all I can say. A journey worth living. So that is one of the things that you guys should always be pushing toward. You know, not just money, that's for sure, right? Not just money, because money can come and go. Money can come and go, you know. But family can be forever, you know. And family can pull you through some of the toughest time and the hardest obstacles that you will have to face. So why not? Why not invest deeply in family? You know, why not? I think it's a very admirable thing to invest in. So, but anyway, back to what I was talking about people, you know, always focusing on things that they can't change. You know, you'll never have the life that you want if that is going to be your main focus. You'll never have the life that you want. You know, things started working out for me and my life started moving in a direction that I wanted when I started focusing on some of the smallest things I can change. And all of those things that I can change were within my grasp. And as I gained confidence in changing those things in my life, right, I started going for bigger things, right? I started going for more loftier goals. I started going for changing people, right? And not changing them as in me personally changing them, but helping them to change themselves to have their best life possible. You know, I mean, that is the main reason why I do my podcast every day. You know, whether one person sees it or whether 10,000 people see it, I'm out there trying to make changes in people's lives each and every day. And I think that is key to having a purpose in life, right? You know, if you're going to have a purpose in life, don't you think that helping other people to have the best life possible while you live your best life possible is a good purpose? I believe it is. So, yeah, just get out there and make it happen, man. You know, that's what life is about, getting out and making it happen. Now, I want you guys to know that this podcast that I'm doing today is unscripted. You know, it is just me just talking to you about my life each and every day. You know, and I'll get into it this year, right? I live by a hard set of principles, right? My principles have helped me to live the best life possible, right? My principles have helped me to grow and prosper and just have a wonderful life with my family and my friends, you know, in my circle of influence. So, because of my principles, I really don't need to script my podcast, you know, because I just talk about my life, and my life is based on my principles. And if you can learn anything from somebody, if you guys have ever had any type of mentoring, you will realize that your mentors don't tell you specifically what to do, because everybody has their own path that they need to reach in their own way, right? So your mentor's not going to tell you specifically what to do. And so I talk to people not to give them instructions, because I don't want people to act like robots. I want people to be responsible for their own success in their life. So I speak, and I speak about my life, and I need you to catch on. Catch on to things that I've done wrong, right? Catch on to things that I've done right, and then make sure, okay, to craft your life based on what you're doing right now. How how you're living right now. Whether you're working one job, whether you're working two jobs, whether you're unemployed, whether you're running a business, no matter what you're doing, right? It's all about crafting a quality life, man. And so later on, we'll get into my principles. I'll label it, and I'll talk about it on one of my podcasts. It'll be down in my descriptions. You know, I get a chance to edit this, and that's it, man. I'm about to wrap it up. As I'm moving along on my evening med runs, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Make sure you guys head on over to lieutenantsalblue.com, grab a copy of my book, Top 25 Mistakes En Route to the Good Life, okay? Or you can grab it on Amazon, okay? Or you can get my audio book from my website where I got tons of extras on there. Or you can get my website on audible.com. If you subscribe to Audible, you get a free copy, okay, of my top 25 mistakes en route to the good life. So hop on over there and Audible and grab a free copy right now. And download into your brain 28 years of experience in about 9 hours. That's about how long it takes to have me read my audio book to you. And it's full of great stories and awesome breakdown of my life and my experiences and my mistakes. All right, so get on over there today and check it out. Also, guys, make sure you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Snapchat, Reddit, Blogger, and right here on my favorite, YouTube. Okay. Oh, and subscribe to my Spotify channel. Check me out. All right. I'm trying to build my followers on Spotify, so let's go. Anyway, this is Lieutenant Sal Blue. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a fantastic evening. Deuces.